You're listening to the Small and Supercharged podcast with Ria Freeman, episode 231. Well, on today's podcast, I am very, very excited to be joined by Kristina Sehr, who is the lady behind Spoga Horse Creator Days, which I am thrilled and delighted to be speaking at next month. Oh, it's coming fast, actually, isn't it? I know we've been in talks for ages about this, but it feels like it's coming quickly. However, it's a super, super exciting event, and I was really keen to get Kristina on here to tell you all about it, from why it started to where it's going to why you should come along, not just to see me, although that's a strong thing in my world. But Kristina, thank you so much for being on the podcast. It's lovely to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm thrilled to be speaking with you.
It's going to be brilliant. I'm really excited to be telling people all about this. So first of all, can you tell us a bit about you and what you do beyond Spoga Horse Creator Days?
Of course. Well, first of all, sorry to all of your listeners, because I'm not an English native speaker. I'm German.
Your accent
I'm doing my best.
Beautiful, and my German is very much non-existent, so you are doing incredibly well.
Well, I will definitely make sure to teach you some while you're in Germany for your lecture.
Yes.
Well, my name is Kristina Sehr, like you told your listeners already. I'm German, and I work in the equestrian industry, just like you are. And I'm pretty much like your colleague, I think, because I specialize in equestrian social media marketing. And I do that for a living, and I work with customers from all over the horse industry, like athletes or brands or other professionals who just want some advice and consulting when it comes to social media marketing and branding. That's what I do. And we are talking about the Spoga Horse Creator Days here because this is really a passion project of me. I'm doing it for the second time now. This will be the second time I'm hosting this event together with the Spoga Horse, and I'm thrilled about it because this is just what I really love about my job.
So for people that don't know anything about Spoga Horse, it's this big trade show in Germany. Can you tell us a bit about the whole event before we go into the side bit? Is that okay?
Of course. Well, I've had the pleasure to work with the Spoga Horse before, so I know it pretty well. And the fun part is that, like, years ago, I was working like a bit in my spare time just for fun as like a micro influencer. I had this Instagram account, and I really loved doing little jobs as an influencer and working with brands. And that was the first time I got invited to the Spoga Horse and the invitation came from a partner of mine back then, and it was Passier. I don't know how you pronounce them in British English.
Oh, the beautiful leather work.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And they invited me. And that was the first time I ever got to see the Spoga Horse. And I know that most people mainly know the Equitana, which is the other very big trade fair here in Germany. But the difference is the Equitana is B2C, like it's meant for the customers and for everybody in the horse world to get there, have a beautiful time, see the shows and so on. And the Spoga Horse is the leading B2B trade fair, which means it is meant to be a trade fair for the producers, for the brands, the companies. And these companies get there and they take part in the trade fair to really exchange their knowledge, to show off their new collections, to get in touch with potential business partners. That's really what the Spoga Horse is all about. And personally, I really love this trade fair because it's a bit smaller and a bit more intimate, and everybody pretty much knows each other. And this is actually the place where business is taking place. So it's really an interesting place to be.
No, definitely. Over here we have Beach International, which is similar, but obviously over in the UK versus over in Germany. So I'm really excited. I love Beach International. So I'm very excited to see Spoga Horse and how you
first time though.
Yes, it is.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've just gone hard in there. But it's going to be really, really great. Now, last year you had a different idea of something else you could add to Spoga Horse. So can you tell us a bit about the idea that started Creator Days?
Yes. And there's one lady in particular, which I have to name there, and this is Dr. Maria Neta, and she is the director of the Spoga Horse, like the leading lady behind it all. And she's a horse person herself, and she does such a great job. And I knew her from a previous job I did. And then she came to me and she said, well, Kristina, I have this idea here, because in the past years at the Spoga Horse, we always had the content creators there, the influencers there, because they got invited by their sponsoring brands. But there wasn't really any value created for them at the Spoga Horse. Like, what would they do there other than just visiting their sponsoring partners and maybe having a good time? But Maria's idea was to create something especially meant for the content creators. And that's when we got together and brainstormed a bit and then came up with the concept of the Spoga Horse Creator Days. And then we did that for the first time in the past July. And we had like, I don't know, I think 60 influencers there, mainly German ones. And we had one full day of program. We had keynotes and panel talks and just a very nice, inspirational day together with the influencers and some sponsoring brands. And that was a good experience. But afterwards, I sat down and thought about it all. And I thought, well, this was nice, but I want to develop that and create something bigger and something which appeals to me personally a bit more, because I love the horse industry and I wanted to create an event that will create a value for even more people than only content creators. So we came up with a different concept now.
I think it's a great idea. Obviously I do, otherwise I wouldn't have been so excited to be involved. But I think it's such a good idea to have that educational platform and that almost support network as well for influencers, because so many people in our industry who are influencers are kind of not quite accidental, because I think some people are quite strategic, but it's because of their passion for horses, and they've grown their account by sharing their information, and now they're in this situation where they are an influencer and brands want to work with them. So having that place where they can learn more, but also brands can learn more about the influencer marketing scene is mega, because in the grand scheme of kind of marketing and everything, the whole influencer marketing element is a very new piece, and in our industry as well, I think it's really, really very new in the if you had a timeline of it, isn't it?
I would definitely agree. And I think this is really the heart of it all, why we're doing that. Because personally, I love conferences and congresses. Like here in Germany, we have like the DMX Go and we have OMR, which are really, really big events for everybody interested in marketing and online stuff. But personally, I felt that this was missing in the horse industry, like really having a platform there to come together, to learn new things, exchange your knowledge. And I think this is really what inspired me to now create this new kind of event, because it was just the event that I would personally want to go to, you know. And just like you said, I think the whole idea of influencer marketing is so crucial to social media marketing now, but still personally I feel that in the horse industry we are a bit behind compared to other industries. So I think there's really so much potential there to come together and to share the knowledge. Yes,
I definitely agree with that. And it's such a great place to do it as well, because you've got an incredible lineup of lots of different people coming at the situation. No, I've looked at it. It's brilliant. If you haven't looked yet and you're listening, go online. We're going to have all the details at the end. But you've attacked the subject from lots of different perspectives, haven't you? So can you talk to us a bit about who you've got coming in and those different ways that you're approaching the issue?
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you so much, because it really means something to me to hear this kind of positive response to our lineup, because it's really, some of those speakers we have there are like personal friends of mine or just business contacts or whatsoever. But some people are really just people who came to me when they heard about the Creator Days and said, well, I have something to say. I have a message there. And so it really, for me, it's really something emotional, actually, to see this event grow. And what we're doing there is we are having like 2 days in this program. It's Saturday and Sunday, the 4th and 5th of February. And we have a variety of different speakers, and we have panel talks and just some short interviews, because we really wanted to mix it up, to have something for everybody, because I think this is always the challenge, to create an event that is relevant, but not only for influencers, but also for marketing people, or for the CEOs, or so we have keynotes that are held in German, and we have some that will be held in English, but we will have translation on site for the full program, so everybody can understand everything. And we are tackling subjects such as sustainability, for example, because this can either be a chance or a challenge for the companies. So we will talk about that. But we will also talk about the very, very crucial aspect of social media and law. We have a specialized lawyer coming for that, who will talk about music use for Reels and TikToks and so on, and for the labeling of advertising on Instagram and TikTok and so on. And we will have some very interesting people who are like natively from the horse industry, talking about the industry, talking about where we're standing there in terms of online marketing, in terms of digitalization. But also, which is always a very important aspect to me, we will also have some speakers who are not from the horse industry, but who are from other industries, because I think it's always like very, very positive to have like an impetus from outside of the industry. So for example, we have Alina Ludwig there. She is from Germany, and she's a podcaster and author, and she is specialized in influencer marketing, and she will speak about decoding Gen Z. Like, is this a generation of contradictions? And also we have Bastian Steineck. He works for one of the biggest sport marketing agencies here in Germany. And he brings together top athletes like Bastian Schweinsteiger, you probably know him, like soccer player, and very big brands. And so he will tackle this subject of, well, maybe professional athletes are like the better influencers today. Why not? So we're really trying to have a look at different angles and different perspectives and different aspects of it all, of social media marketing and influencer marketing. And of course, we have different creators coming who will be on stage as well, talk about their career. And so I think it will, or I hope it will be, an interesting mix.
Definitely. And I think it's great to hear, as you say, from people who it is their job to get their perspective on it, from people in the equestrian industry who work with it, and also people beyond, because we can all learn so much from other industries, other aspects of what happens and how they do things, because that's how we improve and grow, isn't it, through doing that research and doing that learning too.
I would definitely agree. And we haven't talked about your time on stage yet here, which is very interesting, I think, because you will be talking about loyal partnerships.
Yeah, it's something, I think it's so important, and I think that it's something we all need to be aware of from both the influencer point of view, so how they can nurture those, but also from the brand point of view, because I know in my experience, and I'm really keen to hear your thoughts as well, but the best partnerships that you see are the ones where that's that communication, that mutual respect, that loyalty to each other, and that kind of desire to help each other grow. It's a relationship rather than just a kind of, well, I'm going to use you for this and you're going to use me for that, and then we're going to go our separate ways. It's much more than that. And I think in our space as well, because we are all connected by this passion for horses,
yes,
there's a lot more behind the scenes than that.
Mm-hmm. I would totally agree. And here's the fun fact about this. Well, first fun fact, in July at this event, we had Abby Newell there. I don't know if you know her. She's like the CEO of the Equestrian Management Agency, and she manages top riders like Charlotte Dujardin, for example, and also big creators. And we had her on stage for a short talk, and she put emphasis on the same aspect. She said that to her, it's crucial to just have long-term loyal partnerships between brand and creator. And the second fun fact is that like a month ago, Maria, who I just told you about, Maria Neta, the director of the Spoga Horse, sent me a link to a LinkedIn post of yours. And she said, well, I just saw this LinkedIn post of this lady named Ria, and she's talking about loyal partnerships, like how influencers or athlete and brands can work together long-term and like with trust to each other. And she really liked this post, and that's how I was just very attentive of that, and I had you in mind.
I did not know that had happened.
Really?
So, well, that's lovely. That's made my day. Those people that think LinkedIn is a waste of time, I have to say, hand on heart, it isn't. I love LinkedIn, and actually the more you give LinkedIn, the more you get in return.
Yes,
and that's
it's
just
magic.
a big example. It's magic. But no, I think it's so important, and I really feel like it's important to speak about, because again, in the work I do, you do hear of so many times when these relationships don't work out, and then the brand feels really cross because they put the time and energy in, and the influencer feels really cross because they put the time and energy in, and everyone feels a bit cheated and unhappy, and that can actually prevent the brand from looking for further partnerships, definitely in the short-term future, because they've been burned by it, and also can really put the influencer off because they don't want to work with brands that don't get them. So if we can kind of break down that a bit and work on that loyalty, I think it's better for everybody. And just from a happiness point of view, and people being happy is better, and when people are happy, they tend to do their best work. But I just think it's so important. I think it's such an important subject to talk about.
I'd agree, because I think right now is such a crucial time for influencers in the horse industry, because first of all, the horse industry really has to watch itself a bit right now because of the overall communication that's taking place in newspapers and so on,
Social license issue.
Yes, exactly. Animal welfare, all these issues are evident right now, and people are looking at our sports very critically. And second, I think just overall in social media, not only in our industry, but there's a change happening, and users, customers are getting a bit more aware of how influencer marketing really works and what's advertisement and what's not. And then I think we just work in a field, the horse industry, which really brings some aspects that should be treated very sensitively, because we are working with horses. It's always an emotional issue, like everything we're doing. We're not selling beauty products, we're not selling fashion, but it's always about the horse. And that always makes everything a bit more complicated, I feel. It's also a chance, but it can be very challenging. So I think influencers and companies really have to work on their understanding for each other there to really create this loyal partnership that you're talking about. So personally, I'm thrilled to hear what you have to say at the Creator Days.
No pressure there. No pressure whatsoever on that. But no, I'm really excited to be sharing it. Now, you said last year, the first time you did it, that was just a one-day event. Mm-hmm. So how has it grown this year? Obviously, you've got 2 days, but is it a bigger schedule? Is it a bigger audience? How has it grown and developed? Because it sounds like it's really taken off.
Like in every way, it has grown. I think we have a bigger audience now. Like last time, it was like 60 people. Now, throughout the day, we have 200 people. And on Saturday evening, we have like a bit of a networking event where more like CEOs and managing directors will be coming. So then we have around 250 or 300 people there. And it has grown, I think, in terms of the topics we're tackling. And that was mainly because after the first time, that was really the feedback we got from the brands. They all said, well, this is amazing. We love the concept, but why can't you do something where we can send our marketing people so they have this educational aspect? Because we really want to learn from the creators as well. We really want to get into the conversation, but how can we do it? So this is the main reason why we grew it. And so now there's a bigger variety of topics. It's 2 days to cover all these topics, and it's a bigger audience.
Amazing. Now, the good thing is as well that, do you still have some tickets left at time of recording this? Obviously, the situation might change.
Well, actually, like right in this moment, I think it's like 10 tickets left.
Oh,
So
crikey. Oh,
yeah.
well, the chances are then maybe not.
But here's the thing, which is something that we have like kept a little secret because we didn't really have the time to communicate it so far because everybody is so busy with planning and preparing for this event. But what I can tell you is everybody who does not get their hands on a ticket is not unlucky, because this event will for the first time be streamed live by ClipmyHorse.
Amazing.
Yeah, so everybody who's interested but will not have the chance to maybe fly over to Germany for this event, don't worry, we got you. We're working together with ClipmyHorse, and they will be streaming the event, and you can either watch it live or you can watch it like free without the, I don't know the English word actually.
Subscription.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was going to ask how it works.
Without the subscription, you can watch it like for a couple of weeks after work, I think.
Wow. So it's free to watch for people as well.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay. So because we really wanted to provide this opportunity to be a part of it. Yes.
So how do people register for that? Do they need to register through your website or through ClipmyHorse, or how does that work if people want to get involved?
You don't have to register at all. We will just provide the link, and like live during the event, you can just go over to the website, like www.creatordays.de, and you will find the live stream player, the web player there.
That's really exciting. Now, looking ahead with Creator Days, how do you sort of see it growing and developing? Like, what do you want it to become? Because the growth that it's had in 2 years is amazing. And the fact that you've had that live streaming option as well means that you can be all over the world, which is super exciting.
Well, thank you for having this very big vision. You are actually asking me this question at a very interesting time, because now I think it's like 25 days to go until the Creator Days. And this is always the time period when you ask me that, I will say, I will never do that again.
Oh, you will.
So much work. But like afterwards, I will be totally thrilled and overwhelmed and so happy with all the response we're getting. So we will see, I guess. I can't make this decision on my own, because we are in this together with the Spoga Horse, who are like the whole team of the Spoga Horse are doing an amazing job helping and supporting and creating a network for this event. So we will just see where it takes us, I guess. I think the Spoga Horse is the perfect place for this event, because like you said, everybody is there. Like all the companies, all the big players are there and are looking for a way to network and come together. So it's really an amazing place. And I think we will see, everything's possible.
Definitely. Now, is there anything else you would like to share with us about Spoga Horse Creator Days, or anything about you that you think my lovely listeners would like to know?
I wasn't prepared for this question. I wasn't prepared for any of these questions.
Yeah, I didn't send you any questions. You've done incredibly well.
Thank you. I think the only thing I would like to say is that for everybody who's maybe listening right now and will attend the event or will watch it live via ClipmyHorse, is we are not a big team behind this event. This is not an event that is created by hundreds of people. This is just a very small team who's very passionate about it all. And we are trying our best to really host an event that really creates value and brings people together. And afterwards, I think the main thing we want to achieve there is having people there who afterwards say, well, I can take something away from it. This is something that I will remember. And this is just something that I loved being a part of. This is just what we want to achieve there. This is all I have to say about it.
Love it. Love it. Well, Kristina, it's been amazing to speak to you. I've loved every second. Can you tell us all the places where people can find you online, and whether that's website and all your social media as well?
Well, I think we probably only mention the Spoga Horse Creator Days there, because this is what we have talked about now. And this is just on Instagram. You can find the account. It's called Spoga Horse Creator Days. And there's the website www.creatordays.de. And if you have a look at these at the Instagram account and the website, you will easily find the connection to me personally as well, and my agency, Sehr wie viel, it's the name, but you will have no trouble finding it then. But first of all, go have a look at the Creator Days.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been brilliant.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure, and it was actually my first time ever doing a podcast while I was speaking English. So thank you for your patience.
No, not at all. You were amazing. I didn't need any patience at all. You were fab.
Thank you so much. It was a great pleasure, and it was so much fun to talk to you.